Hey guys, I just wanted to share a quick message about intuition and the importance of listening to our intuition this year. In 2024, it is going to be crucial for us to listen to our intuition. It's truly just a gut feeling, and what I find for myself is that the best way I can listen to my intuition is by just really slowing down and just taking my time with making decisions. So not rushing into decisions and not doing things on the fly, but really trying to kind of pace myself to give myself a little bit of time, because the intuition is very soft. It's very gentle. It's very quiet sometimes. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's loud. But in most cases, it comes and it passes really quickly. So I know now, I've learned over time that I really can follow my intuition best through just chilling out, just through quieting the mind a little bit. And you could be in the middle of something where you don't have time to make a decision about something because someone's asking you a question or some circumstances requiring to make a decision on the spot. And in those times, what happens is we instantly release cortisol, right? So we kind of get a little bit stressed, a little flustered. Cortisol releases in the body, and then we tend to just like, and then, okay. And then you just kind of pick something. In those situations though too, what I'd like to point out here, you get an immediate response. You get an immediate like yes or no. You get an immediate feeling whether you should do that or say yes to that or say no to that or whatever the case may be. So there is always an intuitive hit that you get, whether it's an on-the-fly decision that you have to make or a decision that you can take your time to make. But there's always an intuitive hit. And that hit is it's a feeling. And there's a certain level of trust within that feeling. So there's just this instant good feeling or negative feeling. And I connect it to the heart as well, because I often feel something in the heart space when it comes to intuitive hits. So I find the heart very much has to do with our intuition. You know, they always say, follow your heart, right? Let your heart guide you. All of these things. So there is a component of the heart within intuitive decisions. And you know when something is right for you, and you know when something is not right for you, because your heart speaks to you, because your heart tells you immediately that whether it's something that you desire to experience or not. So following your intuition really just means following your heart. It's not complicated. And that is how you know that your intuition is talking to you, because it speaks to you through your heart. They are not necessarily thoughts. Intuition is 100% a feeling thing. It's feeling based. It's an emotion or energy in motion. So trust your intuition. No matter what it tells you to do, your intuition is your soul speaking to you, and it wants the best for you. It wants you to have the best possible unfolding. There have been so many times when I have listened to my intuition and it just took me exactly to where I needed to be. So for example, last night, I got in my car, started the car, and I just popped in quick, started the car to let it warm up. It's been quite cold. And so I just wanted to give the car like a good 5 minutes to run before I took my daughter to her band practice. Now, as we were getting back in the car after letting it run for a while, as soon as I sat in the car and I looked at the dash, I noticed that the check engine light was on. So I was like, oh shit. Cortisol, of course, released in my body. And immediately I was feeling my stress level elevating. And then I was like, okay, no, just relax, chill out. You can't hear your intuition if you're stressing, so calm down. What's the best possible solution here? What do I need to do to fix this? I kind of asked myself that. And my daughter's just sitting there and she's like watching me and she's like, what are we gonna do, mommy? And I'm like, just give me a second. Let me just figure it out, tune in and let me figure it out. And I did. And within about 2 minutes, I was like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop you off, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to get an oil change. Because I knew that it had been a while since I had an oil change, and I knew I needed one, but I didn't expect, obviously, the check engine light to come on. So, and because it's been colder, I think maybe the oil was obviously reacting differently in the car too, right? So sure enough, I went and even with that, so I had several options for oil changes. I had one that was like right there, very, very close by. There was a shop, and then there was one that's a little bit further where I've taken my car before. And I said, you know what? I only have about 50 minutes until she's done her class, so I better go and I'll go to the fast one. So I did. And lo and behold, as soon as I pulled up, they were ready for me because there was no one else in front of me. I didn't even have to get out of the car. Within 20 minutes, I just pulled in. The guy did his thing, topped up my fluids, paid, and I left. After shutting off the car, of course, and then restarting the car, check engine light was still there. And I was like, I'm like, oh no, what if this didn't fix the problem? So then I went to the grocery store to pick up a few things, and the check engine light was on the whole way there too. And then I ran into the store, we got a few things, came back out, started the car again, and the check engine light was off. And I was like, oh my God. And I remember saying a little prayer, literally saying a little prayer. I just said, God, please guide me to the solution. And I said, please let the solution completely fix the problem. And I went, like I said, after the grocery store, hopped in the car, started up the car. Once I got buckled and whatever, and then I looked at the dash and I was like, it's off. The light is off. And I was just like, praise Jesus, like, thank you. I was so happy. I was so, so happy. And see, these are those small little evidences of how the divine works in our life, and how when you trust yourself, when you trust your intuition, and when you trust the guidance that you receive through that intuition from God, it 100% puts you down this path of just more of that, more trust and more intuitive hits and more knowing what you need to do in any given situation, right? So this is why I'm always encouraging people to trust themselves and trust what you know, trust who you are, and trust the divine to guide you through your own intuition. Your intuition is like your antenna, the phone line through which Source communicates with you. And it's okay if in that very moment you don't have an immediate solution to your problem. Or maybe you don't get the intuitive hit that day, but maybe you get that intuitive hit the next day. Or you have a dream, or you have something where you're like, oh, I know what to do. So trust your intuition, trust the divine to guide you. This year, it is going to serve you so well because there's so much opportunity wrapped in this year energetically. And so for us to harness that opportunity, to use it to our best advantage, it will be crucial for us to listen to our intuition and to our gut feelings. Those nudges that are like, come on, do this. You got it. I know you don't feel good enough. I know you don't feel like you've got this, but you do got it. And all you need to do is just take one little step today and then one little step tomorrow. And then you're going to get there, and it's going to start to build some momentum, which is going to start to build some confidence within you. And then you're going to be like, oh my God, okay, maybe I do got this, right? That's how it always works. Allow yourself to hear the guidance. Allow yourself to hear the guidance.